Good evening, Panther fans. Welcome to Malvern National Bank Stadium. We're here tonight in Poyen for tonight's senior high football contest. Man at Cove has traveled to Poyen and is visiting. Poyen hosting us tonight. It's a warm night in Poyen. We've had all the invocations and the national anthems. We're at midfield now. Captains are there, and the coin toss is going on. While we're getting ready for the opening kickoff, allow me, if you will, to make an apology up front. We do not have a complete roster tonight. I'll try to do the best I can with names and numbers that I remember, but this being the first game of the year, there's probably going to be some new faces and kids that have moved up, maybe moved in, and perhaps maybe kids wearing a different number than they did last year. So we'll do the best we can, and we will try to get as many as we can, and we will have a roster between now and next week for sure. All right, well, they're headed for the end zones to run through the banners, and we'll be ready for kickoff and live action in just a few moments. We'll take a final break before the kickoff and the game gets started. This is PPRD Sports, proud to bring you Panther football. All right, both teams have come through the banners. We are getting ready to get the ball teed up for the opening kickoff tonight. It's good to have you with us tonight as Manic Cove will be taking on the Poyen Indians tonight. Gary and I were talking in the press box and not sure exactly what to expect from either team tonight, being the first game of the year. Both teams lost some key players from last year's team. So somebody's going to have to step up and fill some big shoes from some of the key players from last year's teams. Poyen is taking the field. They are receiving the opening kickoff. Here comes Magnet Cove. They'll be teeing the ball up from the 40. Number 14, Angel Velasquez coming out for the kickoff.
Kicking off for the Panthers.
Angel has the ball teed up, and we are ready for live action. Referee has his hand in the air. There he goes. Play clock is started, and Angel puts his foot in the ball. It's a pooch kick called for a fair catch. No, not a fair catch. Yeah, he raised his hand, but then he took off running. Ball is handled at the 35-yard line for the Indians. I know in college ball that would be a flag for delay a game. You can't signal for a fair catch and then receive the ball and try to proceed, but not so in high school. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 35-yard line. And there's movement on the line. Look like encroachment on the defense of the Panthers. That's going to be a 5-yard mark-off out to about the 40-yard line. And instead of 1st and 10 from the 35, now it'll be 1st and 5 from the 40. The beginning of the year jitters there and momentum and everything rolling through the veins. Here comes some deep pressure from the defensive line. Pass is complete, number 32. I'm not sure how he came back to get that, but they do say he received it. There was a lot of pressure in the backfield, and the quarterback was able to get the ball away. It was underthrown a little bit, but they say the receiver was able to come back and make the catch. Boy, he made it right off the ground. Ball is at the 35-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Indians. It's good to see the defensive line getting some pressure. Just got to get home and get the quarterback on the ground. Number 28, Luke Harper in on the stop. Number 10, running the ball for Poyen. Second and 8 now. Ball resting at the 32-yard line. Man, it got 3 down linemen. Gives up the middle. That's going nowhere. Matter of fact, going to lose a little bit of yardage. Number 21 in on the stop. Number 28, Luke Harper again there defensively. Number 21, according to what I have, is Connor Hurley. Have an official's timeout. They say he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Ball still sitting at the 32, so it is 3rd down. Must have some equipment issues. Number 33 trotting off the field. And with that issue addressed, number 2, Braden Hull, back to the huddle for the Indians. 3rd down and 8 from the 32-yard line. Kaiser Kidder in on that stop. Webb running the ball. Ball is set at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and about 5. 4th and 5. Be interested to see what they do. Hall comes in with the play. Poyen lines up with 3 in the backfield. Almost an old wishbone look. And 75 is across the line for Magnet Cove. And that's a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to be enough for a first down for Poyen. Got to get these first game jitters out of your system and watch the ball. Don't listen to that quarterback. Played a little bit of nose tackle when I was in high school, and, boy, it was unforgivable for me to jump. Give is to number 10. Zerline on the carry. Ball is set inside the 20 down to about the 17. Gain of 8 on that play. Luke Harper in for his 3rd tackle already on the young night. Poyen moving the ball pretty effectively. Of course, we've given them 10 yards in penalties, but again, there's the 3-back look. No receivers in the formation. And they just line it up and pushing the line of scrimmage. That time it's the quarterback. Hull keeps the ball. He's inside the 10-yard line. It's 1st down and goal to go. Ball's resting at about the 7-yard line, maybe the 8. 1st and goal to go for Poyen. There's the snap. Give is to number 44. He's brought down short of the end zone.
Early on the tackle for the Panthers.
2nd down and goal to go.
2nd down to go for your Indians.
Connor Hurley with the tackle. There's the snap. Great play there by number 12, Julius McClellan, knifing through the gap. Brings him down in the backfield. 3rd down and goal to go.
Brings it 3rd down for your Indians.
Ball looks like it's resting on about the 6-yard line or so. 3rd and goal to go from the 6. And timeout called by Poyen.
Timeout, Indians.
We'll take a timeout with them and be back for this 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. This is PPRD Sports. We'll be right back. All right, defense is back on the field. Here comes Poyen. 3rd and goal to go from about the 6-yard line. Still got 3 in the backfield. No receivers split out. Hull keeps the ball and appears to be stopped short. It's going to be 4th down and goal to go.
Stopped just short of the goal line.
4th and goal to go, just inches to go for the touchdown for Poyen.
For the Panthers.
This is where you bring in that jumbo set. You just try to power it in. Hull tries to keep it. No signal yet. And finally, there is a signal. Defense had stopped him for a moment, but apparently he kept his legs driving and maybe got a little push from some of his offensive running backs. Crossed the goal line. That's a touchdown for the Indians. Poyen lining up to go for 2. Hull keeps the ball, pass, and it is complete. And the 2-point conversion is good. 6 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. The score is the Indians 8. Manic Cove to touch the ball for the first time offensively in just a few moments. We'll get ready for the kickoff as there's a break in the action. PPRD Sports, I can't get that right tonight. PPRD Sports will take a break with them. We'll be right back. Back deep to receive for Magnet Cove, number 2, also number 5. Number 5's Cade Davis. Pooch kick, or actually an onside kick, and it is taken by number 28, Luke Harper, at the midfield stripe. May spot him at the 49. Let's see. Yep, spot him at the 49. Magnet Cove will have the ball 1st and 10 from its own 49-yard line. This will be our first look at the Panthers offensively this young season thus far. Again, they're having to replace Brett Williams, who was a large part of the offense last year. Be interesting to see who steps up and fills those shoes tonight and through the remainder part of the season. Everybody set. There's a snap. Flag on the play. Jacob Clausen, running quarterback, gives off the handoff. Gain is across midfield. Picked up about 4 on the play or so. We'll see what the flag is. Illegal substitution on Poyen. Broke the huddle with too many men. And the ball is being marched all the way down inside the 35, down to about the 32-yard line. That's a first down for Magnet Cove.
The ball all the way down to about the 32-yard line. Be first down and 10 for the Panthers.
Clausen brings his troops to the line of scrimmage. Pitch to number 11. Breaks a couple of tackles, but then he's swarmed by the Poyen defense.
Samples, Rocha, all in on the tackle for the Indians.
11 may be Hunter Browning. We're guessing at that. We're going to credit him as that till we get the full roster.
Ball's at the 30-yard line.
Gain of 2 on the play. Ball's at the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 8 for Magnet Cove. Clausen comes to the huddle with the play. They break the huddle. Gives up the middle to number 12, Julius McClellan. He picks up a nice gain on the drive.
Alejandro on the tackle for the Indians.
And that's enough for a Manic Cove first down.
Be first down for the Panthers.
Ball outside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now. Call it the 21, 22-yard line.
Ball spot right at the 22-yard line.
And here comes the Panther offense. Have a receiver split way out to this side of the field. It's the first time we've seen that tonight. Looked like there was a fumble on the exchange.
There was a fumble on the play.
That's recovered by number 60, Landon Smith. So important in high school ball not to get behind the sticks. 2nd down and 9. Did pick up a yard on the play. Clausen in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands the ball off to number 2. Little gain on that play.
Webb on the tackle, along with Jesse Neal.
Ball is right at the 20-yard line. 3rd down and about 7 for the Panthers.
Bring it 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers.
Receivers all over the field for this play. Movement and a flag.
There's a flag on the play.
Well, Poyen's going to repay the kindness we showed them with a couple of offsides by giving us one back.
Offsides called against the Indians.
That'll be a 5-yard mark-off, and that'll help tremendously. Instead of a 3rd and 7 now, we'll be looking at 3rd and 2. About the 15-yard line. That opens up the playbook now. You're not quite so restricted in what you can call. 3rd and 2, much more manageable than 3rd and 7. Handoff is to Julius McClellan. He's picked up more than enough yardage for a first down. Ball is inside the 10-yard line, so not only is it first down, but it is 1st and goal to go for the Panthers inside the 10-yard line. Be great if we could answer the opening drive of Poyen and their touchdown with a touchdown of our own, and then come back out and get a defensive stop. Clausen with the snap, hands the ball off to number 11, but before the play could begin, there's flags on each sideline. False start against Magnet Cove. And that'll back us up 5 yards. Still be 1st and goal to go, but we'll be on this side of the 10-yard line now. Clausen with one running back behind him. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 to the far side of the field, 2 to this side. There's the snap. Clausen back to pass. Pass is intended for Luke Harper. He hauls it in. And that is your opening touchdown of the 2022 season for the Panthers. Clausen's pass to Luke Harper, 11-yard touchdown pass. Just what the Panthers needed to come out and to answer that opening drive by Poyen. Angel Velasquez now in for the PAT. He's been pretty money on the kicks. Ball is set. Kick is up. And it is good. Clock shows 3 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. The score is Poyen 8, Manic Cove 7. Manic Cove be back in just a moment to kick the ball off. We'll take a break till then. This is PPRD Sports bringing you Panther football. Since I've seen the old wishbone looking offense. Again, before the kickoff, just if you happen to tune in a little bit late with us, we don't have a full roster, so if I miss calling a loved one's name, it's not intentional. We will get a full roster between now and next game and be ready to roll with that. Meanwhile, back to live action. Cove has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. And Angel puts his foot into it. It sails down to about the 10-yard line. Poyen come this way.
Their lady on the return.
Going to be brought down about the 25-yard line.
Brought down by number 28. That'll be Luke Harper.
Tackle credited to number 28, Luke Harper. He's had several tackles defensively, and then, of course, he was the one that caught the touchdown a little bit ago. First and 10 for Poyen at the 26-yard line. See if the defense can make some adjustments now and slow down that rushing attack of Poyen. This time they do split. Now he's going to come back in tight. Not the same formation, though, that we've been seeing all game. Ball's on the ground. Covered up by Poyen, but it's all the way back about the 20-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 6 on the play.
Right at the 20-yard line.
Ball was covered by number 10, Jaden Zerline. Boy, that would have been a golden opportunity if we could have got that ball in our possession, had the ball first and 10 from their 20-yard line. As it is, it's second down and 16 now. As I mentioned just a minute ago, for our side, it's important to try not to get behind them sticks. When you have a big loss like that on the opening drive, it makes it hard on the offense.
Zerlini around the right side.
Zerlane running the ball. He's tackled by number 33.
Brings it third down and 12 for your Indians.
Third and 12. There's a snap. Hit initially in the backfield and then dropped in the backfield. Number 1, Kaiser Kidder. I think that's the second time he shot the gap. Hit the running back in the backfield, and there is another loss on the play all the way back down to the 20-yard line. That brings up 4th and very long for Poyen on their end of the field. Be a gutsy call to go for it here, and sure enough, appears that they'll be punting the ball, struggling to get all their personnel on. There's the snap. There's the punt. Low line drive punt. Cove just backs away from it, and Poyen downs the ball at the 44-yard line. So what we were looking for and hoping for has come to be. We answered their touchdown call, and then we have stopped them defensively, so our offense will take the field once again. First and 10 from the 44-yard line. See if they can come out and drive the ball down the field again and eat up some clock and punch it in for another score. Cade Davis split to this side of the field. Man in motion. There's the snap and the give to the man in motion, number 11, Hunter Browning, and he may get, now they're going to track him down. I thought he was gone. They finally bring him down about the 1-yard line, maybe the 2. Boy, he flashed some speed, and it looked like he was gone, but there was a defender that had the angle on him, was able to drag him down about the 1-yard line. Good-looking play there by Cove. Nice gain on the play. It is first down and goal to go. Give us number 12, Julius McClellan.
Julius takes it in for a Panther
And that is a Panther touchdown. Browning does most of the work, but McClellan then finishes it off, finds pay dirt for Magnet Cove, and Angel Velasquez back on for the PAT. Explosive play there by the Panther offense. Ball is set, kick is up, and it is good. 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. We have a new score at Malvern National Bank Stadium. Magnet Cove 14, Poyen 8. PPRD Sports. We'll take a break as there is a break in the action. We'll be right back. All right, Angels at the 40, got the tee on the ground. Ref hands them the ball. And we have it teed up. Angels backing off of it. We're ready for kickoff. Referee has his hand in the air, blows his whistle. Play clock starts, and we are ready. Angel puts his foot into it, drives it down to the 10-yard line. And the return is out to the 30-yard line. Number 8 in on the stop. Also number 28 again, Luke Harper. Poyen able to get the ball out to the 30-yard line, and they'll have the ball there, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Hand off to number 44. Dive. Julius in on the stop. Gain of about a half a yard on the play. 2nd and a long 9. One thing about this ground and pound offense that Poyen's running is it keeps the clock moving. We're almost at the end of the first quarter already. About 20 seconds left to go in it. When you're not throwing the ball, as we saw so much last night in the junior high game with so many incomplete passes, then it keeps that clock rolling, makes the game move a lot quicker. This time the stop is made by number 5, Cade Davis, and number 21, Connor Hurley. Ball is spotted just short of the 40-yard line. That's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. The officials are making sure both teams go to the sideline a couple, 3 times already this game to get some hydration. It's a very warm night here in Poyen. So at the end of the quarter, they're hydrating, and we're getting the ball set. We'll take a break and be right back with you. This is PPRD Sports. All right, as we come back to live action, the ball is at the 39-yard line. It's 3rd and 1 for Poyen. During that break, Gary and I was talking how important it is to play good, sound assignment football here. Make sure you take your gap and your guy, and everybody does their job. And just like that, Julius McClellan knifing through and hits the running back as soon as he gets the ball. So there's another loss on the play down to the 38. Brings up 4th and 2. Keeps the pressure on the offense, knowing that they've got a 4th and 2 inside their own 40-yard line. See what the defense is able to pull here. Ball's on the ground, but he does cover it up. 44 had a head full of steam, and I'm not sure he would have been rumbling for a while. But he came through the line and lost control of the ball, and it got on the ground. He just had to dive on it. He does pick up a first down. The ball's out at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for Poyen. Number 44 running the ball. That's Austin Webb. Poyen's got some what I used to call scat backs. They're smaller and make good cuts and so forth. Quicker, and then they've got number 44, Webb, that's more like a bowling ball style running back. Gain on the play of a yard. It is 2nd down and 9. Other than that one pass, Poyen's really not broke any big gainers against us. They have converted a couple of 4th downs, but have not had that big play. Just steady, methodically running the ball down the field. That's another big play, though. That pass is complete to number 7. Number 7 had got well behind the defense and was wide open. Cody Samples there with that reception. I used to coach his dad at Glenrose. He was a tight end at Glenrose and played basketball also for the Beavers. Donnie Samples. Cody Samples with the first down, carries the ball inside the 20-yard line, and as I mentioned, just not giving up that big play, and then we turned around and gave one up then. Handoff to number 10. He's met hard. Wow. Good-looking defensive play there by number 33. Good-looking defensive play. He just stepped up in the hole and met him and drove him backwards. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
Braden Hull was going to keep the ball, and he did and picked up a couple, but there's a flag on the play. I believe it was motion on the offensive line. It looked like there was a little bit of movement before the snap. False start against the Indians. That'll back him up 5 yards. Down will remain the same. 2nd down. 2nd down and 15. Ball's out at the 20-yard line. Actually, just beyond the 20, about the 21. 2nd down, 15 for the Indians. Give us to number 10. Trying to pick his way through a hole, but he's stopped by number 15. Matthew Stone in on the stop. He was trying to break loose Stone's grip, but just was not able to do it. He does pick up about 2 on the play, but it's 3rd and 13 for Poyen. Good defensive play there by number 15, Matthew Stone. Matthew looks like he's bulked up a little bit from last year. Quarterback under a lot of pressure. He does get the pass off. It is complete to number 4. He is buried by McClellan, I believe it is, or Kaiser Kidder, one of the two. Pass is complete, but it's very little gain. 4th down and 10, a long 10 at that. Pass was complete to number 4, Kevin Freeman. That's 2 or 3 times tonight. We've had the quarterback in the grasp, and just as he's about to go down to the ground, he's able to get the pass off, and somehow his receivers are able to come up with it. 4th and a long 10. Watch the ball, guys. Don't jump. Timeout. Called by Poyen. That's their second timeout of the half. And as they're going to take a timeout, PPRD Sports will take one with them. We'll be right back with Panther football. Fourth and long for the Indians as we come back to live action. Play clock all the way down to 15 already. Number 4 trying to hurry off the field. He does so. Everybody set. There's the snap. Hull back to pass. Again pressured. Boy, he just floating them up there. But the defense is running under it, making the catch. But I don't believe he got near enough for first down. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Defense has done their job now on consecutive drives. Bend but don't break. Consecutive drives now. The defense is stiffened and not allowed Poyen to score. Magnet is 2 for 2 on their offensive drives on this season thus far. Boy, it'd be handy if they come out and drive one down the field, and especially if they could do it kind of slow and methodically like Poyen has been and eat up a lot of clock going to the halftime with a 2-score lead. There's the snap. Ball's on the ground. It is covered up by Magnet Cove. I believe it was McClellan that fell on it for Magnet. Trying a little razzle-dazzle there. It looked like it was going to be a pass play, and then he pitched it, and somehow it just got on the ground. And all the way back down to the 2nd-yard line. Brings up 2nd and very long now. About 17 for Panthers. Quarterback's in the end zone. Hands the ball off. Little gain on that one. Third down and very long.
16 yards.
Here's where you don't want to make a mistake. Get you a little room for the punter and punt. Live to play another down. Don't try to be a hero and make a mistake and cost your team here. There's the snap. Quarterback keeps it. He's around the end. He's still free. They finally going to drag him out of bounds. But he's up close to the 20-yard line. Jacob Clausen with the run. He picks up about, I don't know, probably 15 or so on that play. Maybe not quite that. Brings up 4th down, but he does give us a lot more room to punt if that's what coach elects to do. And it certainly seems to be that's the consensus right now. Back deep to receive for Poyen is the quarterback, number 2, Braden Hull. 6 on the clock. There's a snap, low snap. Clausen's able to dig it out, though, and get the punt off. It bounds at the 50 and is rolled to the 40, and it keeps rolling. Finally, it's going to be down at the 36 by number 21, Connor Hurley. Not a bad-looking punt there, high school level. Ball rolls all the way down to the 36-yard line. No return. That's the kind you like. Good-looking punt for Magnet Cove. Poyen will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. No hydration break in this series, so both teams are on the field. We'll stay with it. Poyen breaks the huddle. Hull brings his troops to the line. Wide receiver out to each side of the field. There's the snap. No gain on the play. Number 12, Julius McClellan, knifing through again. He's figured out the timing because that's about the 3rd or 4th time he has knifed through and has disrupted the play before it could ever get started. No gain on the play. Ball still at the 36-yard line. 2nd and 10 for Poyen. Hull back to pass. That one's going to get picked off. And that may get returned. Now they're going to get him down about the 20-yard line. Number 11, Browning, with the interception. He's finally tackled just outside the 20-yard line. He picked that ball off somewhere around between the 45 and the 50. Ran it all the way back down to near the 20-yard line. That sets up the Panthers' 1st and goal. 1st and 10. Much better field position, though, when they last had 1st and 10. There's the snap. Clausen back to pass. Intended for Kaiser Kidder, but it goes off his fingertips. Incomplete. Just a little high for him to pull it in. And there's a flag on the play. Referee is indicating that it is holding against Magnet.
Holding against the Panthers.
It's a loss of the 10 yards, but at least the down remains the same. It's still 1st down. Whereas we had the incomplete pass, it would have been 2nd and 10. It's kind of a coach's choice whether you want 1st and 20 or 2nd and 10. Poyen elects to take the walk-off. Back to pass again. Clausen, his pass is down the field. It's hauled in. Touchdown!
That's a touchdown for the Panthers. Luke Harper.
Luke Harper with his 2nd reception of the game. 2nd reception for a touchdown. 5:01 left in the first half of the play, and Magnet Cove has scored again. Good-looking pass from Clausen. Luke Harper ran underneath it and hauled it in. Touchdown for the Panthers. Velasquez in for the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. 5:01 to go in the first half of play. Magnet Cove has opened up a score 21 to Poyen's 8. As they get ready for the kickoff, we'll take a break and be back with live action in just a few moments from Malvern National Bank Stadium. This is PPRD Sports. Ball's teed up at the 40-yard line. Referee has whistled that we're ready for play. And there's the kick. Ball is down to about the 10-yard line. Bounces off the Poyen receiver. He does pick it back up, but he doesn't go very far, and he is buried. Magnet Cove is there, and they just flat buried him back there. About the 25-yard line, looks like. Yep, be 1st and 10 for Poyen at the 25-yard line. He was coming up to make the catch, and it bounced off of his hands, and he had to kind of stop and regather it. And by the time he gathered up and looked up, Magnet Cove was all over him. 1st and 10 from the 25. We'll see if the defense can get yet another stop and preserve the lead with 4:55 left to go in the first half of play. Give is up the middle, still churning, still pushing. Should have been a gain of 1 or 2, but the running back just was not going to go down. Instead of 1 or 2, he carries it out for about 9. I believe it was number 24 running the ball for Poyen. Looked like he was the smallest guy in that scrum, but he just kept driving and picked up about 8 on the play, 2nd and 2. Now the bruiser back comes ahead with the ball. He carries the ball out across the 35-yard line. Tackled by number 7 and also number 15, Matthew Stone. Ball is out to the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Indians. 4 minutes left to go in the first half of play. There's a snap. Give to number 10. He gets a head of steam coming through the line of scrimmage. He's going to be brought down about the 42-yard line. Matt Stone with the tackle. Gain of about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. Offense is set. Now defense is set. 3 down linemen. Webb running the ball. He's brought down at the 45. He's short of the yard to gain. Not by much, but he is short. It's going to bring 3rd down and a yard for Poyen. Clock continuing to run down to about 2:45. Hull comes back with the play. And here we go. 3rd and a yard from the 45. Right here in front of the part of the press box that PPRD Sports is operating in from tonight. Hull keeps the ball, and he is across the line of scrimmage and picks up about another 3 or 4 on the play. Ball's out to the 49. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Zerline running the ball. He picks up a good play, a good gain on the play. So far it seems to be the policy for the defense tonight to bend and not break, give up some yardage, but stiffen as you get to the other end of the field. 2nd down and 2. Something looked odd about that play from the beginning. I see no flags, though. Ball is across the 40. That'll be enough for another Poyen 1st down. Ball's down to the Magnet Cove 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Poyen from the 39. Clock continuing to run. Poyen only has the 1 timeout remaining, having already taken 2 earlier in the half. There's the snap. Give is to Webb.
Around the left side.
He's around the left side, but he is brought down by number 5, finished off by number 62.
Timeout. Indians.
And Poyen will take their third and final timeout after that gain of 1, bringing up 2nd and 9 when we come back to live action with a minute 24 left to go in the first half of play. This is PPRD Sports. We'll bring the remainder of the first half to you very shortly. All right, 3rd and long for Poyen. Ball is inside the 40-yard line. There's the snap. Give is to Webb again. Coming around the left side. He's going to be tackled out of bounds. Matt Stone and number 5 in on the stop, Cade Davis.
Just runs him out of bounds.
Gain on the play down to the 30-yard line. It's going to be short of a first down. Tackled out of bounds, though, saves some time for Poyen as the clock will stop with 1:18 to go in the first half.
Third down and 1 for your
3rd down and 1 for Poyen. There's a snap. Pitch back to number 10.
They're leading around the right side.
And he is finally going to be brought down. Nope, they're going to say he fell into the touchdown.
Indians.
They hit him just short of the goal line, but he was able to stay off the ground till he fell into the end zone. So that's a touchdown for Poyen.
They're leading on a 30-yard touchdown run.
30-yard run there for number 10, Zerline. Zerline. And Poyen again is going to line up to go for 2. Hull comes in with the play. He keeps the ball. He's not going to make it. He did. It looked like they had him stopped way short, but I guess he's kept alive. On that far end of the field, it was hard to see, but they do say he crossed. So 2-point conversion is good. With 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the first half of play. The score now at Malvern National Bank Stadium, Magnet Cove 21, Poyen 16. We'll be back with the final moments of the first half in just a moment. This is PPRD Sports. Thankful for the text we've been getting. I've been saying Angel Velasquez on number 14. That's actually Anthony Velasquez. My apologies for that. Number 33 is Bronson Coolis. He's been in on several defensive plays tonight. I've called his name, but wasn't sure who the young man that was wearing it. Number 5, Cade Davis, picks up the ball from the kickoff. He breaks through the line of scrimmage. They finally bring him down 35. Then there's a flag on the play.
Who is on the tackle for the Indians?
We'll see what the flag is all about. Thank you to those that are sending in some text and helping us out with the identifying some of these players. Officials are calling for an official timeout. Illegal block in the back on Magnet Cove. They may have got number 56 McCutcheon with that. I'm not sure. That's who the official was talking to about it after the play. And so the mark-off will take the ball back inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 18-yard line. Magnet Cove will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 18. 1:03 left to go in the first half of play. Again, appreciate Sean Holland and Stephen Eford sending in some of that information on numbers. Pass is complete.
Webb on the tackle for the Indians.
I believe that's Luke Harper with another. It is Luke Harper with another reception. Picks up
Reception for the Panthers.
about 30 yards or so.
First down.
That's not right. They started the clock before the change.
Passes out to Bronson Koulis. He catches the ball, and he's inside the 40-yard line.
Alejandro on the tackle
Clock
for the
stops at 37.
Indians. 33 on the reception for the Panthers.
Bronson Koulis hauls that one in, carries the ball inside the 40 down to the 39. There's the snap. Flag on the play. Pass was intended for Luke Harper. And they're going to call pass interference against Poyen. He was streaking down the far side of the field and had gained a step on the defender. The defender didn't have much choice other than just grab him and haul him down. Pass interference against Poyen.
Pass interference against the Indians, a call.
Magnet still has 27 seconds left to go in the first half. They have one of the premier field goal kickers. Of course, they're thinking 7 right now, but ball is inside the 25-yard line down to nearly the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line. Clausen brings his troops to the line. Handoff to McClellan, and he picks up good yardage.
For the Indians.
Only 6 seconds run off the clock, and timeout has been called. Magnet Cove calls timeout, trying to preserve the clock and see if they can punch it in for another touchdown before halftime. We'll take a timeout with them. PPRD Sports is proud to bring you Panther football. All right, back to live action. Magnet Cove back to the line of scrimmage.
Quarterbacks looking downfield for the end zone.
Pass intended for number 12, Julius McClellan.
Brings up second.
Number 7 in at quarterback now for Magnet. He's one that I do not have a name on. Pass is incomplete for Julius McClellan. 16 seconds left to go in the first half of play. Ball is down at the 14-yard line.
Panthers got slots to the left.
2nd and 10. Seven remains in at quarterback.
End zone. Ball's incomplete.
Pass intended for number 1, Kaiser Kidder, is incomplete.
Brings up third down.
3rd down and 10. Still have 11 seconds left to go on the clock. Snap, number 7. He's rolling out. Rolling. Fighting for yardage. He's going to be close to the first down yardage. Referee stopped the clock with 2 seconds left to go in the first half.
Neal, along
Timeout called by Magnet Cove. Two seconds left to go. Be interested to see what coach decides to do here, whether he'll bring in Velasquez for the field goal. He is on the field there. Of course, Panther fans still remember that night in Gurdon last year when Anthony helped us secure the win and come home victorious over the Go Devils with that field goal at the end of the game. A lot of poise for such a young man. And sure enough, Anthony is back to attempt a field goal. Ball's going to be spotted be put down probably, looks like just around the 15-yard line. Kick is up, plenty of leg, and the accuracy is there as well. The kick is good. So at halftime, Magnet Cove will go in with a 24-16 lead over the Poyen Indians. Good half there of football. Some things to work on, as there always will be, but a good half there by the Magnet Cove Panthers. Halftime brings time for the bands and the cheerleaders and a break time for us here in the broadcast booth. So this is PPRD Sports. We'll bring you live second half action momentarily. Magnet Cove had won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they'll be receiving the ball to begin the third quarter of play. Poyen is teeing the ball up. Oh, this is interesting. Short of the 40-yard line. Huh. That ball's teed up at about the 39 instead of the 40. I would be expecting something funny going on here. And sure enough, they're going to do a line drive. And the ball's still on the ground. I think Poyen come up with it. Sure enough, they did. It went through number 5's hands. And Poyen was there to cover it up. Gary and I was just talking about how important it was to come out and set the tone for this second half, get a score, go back up by 2 scores, come out and get a stop and kind of remove any, thoughts of hope in Poyen's mind. But that worked well to their favor. So Poyen will have the ball 1st and 10 inside the 35-yard line. I don't think it was a matter of being shocked what was happening. Everybody saw where he teed the ball up. It just almost like it had butter on it. We couldn't get a hold of it. Went right through our hands. Give is up the middle. 75 said, I don't think so. I don't think so. He probably is twice that boy's weight pretty easily, and he just said, no, I don't think so. Gain of a yard on the play, 2nd and 9 for the Poyen Indians. There's the snap. Give to the Webb.
Webb around the left side.
He is tackled.
Easily on the tackle for the Panthers. Throw the ball down to the 29-yard line. Be 3rd and 5 for your
3rd and 5 for Poyen. Kevin Inslee, number 88, with that last tackle. Sorry, it took me a minute to find it. 3rd and 5 for Poyen. Everybody set. There's the snap. Number 10 running wide. He's going to be drugged down. He's not going to get there, I don't believe.
Number 11, number 33 on the tackle for the Panthers.
Browning and Kulis combined for the stop. Picked up more than I thought he did, but it's still a little short. 4th and 1 for Poyen. Boy, we need the defense to step up big here. Another one of those plays where Julius or somebody else knifes through a gap, makes a play in the backfield, gets the ball turned back over on downs. Come on, defense, dig in here. And we're going to have a timeout in the action. Timeout called by Poyen. That could be big as we get close to the end of the game. If this stays a close game, that could be big that they had to burn a timeout already. While they're taking a break in the action, let me remind you that next week the junior high Panthers will be playing Fordyce in Fordyce, and the senior high Panthers will be traveling down to Fordyce to Redbug Country. There they will be taking on the Fordyce Redbugs in Paul Bear Bryant Stadium in Fordyce. Senior high be home. I said away. I'm sorry. Junior high will be down in Redbug Country, Paul Bear Bryant Stadium in Fordyce. Senior high will be home. Good thing Gary's with me tonight to keep me straight. 4th and 1. Poyen comes back to the field. Defense is ready. I was getting all excited thinking about this stop we're going to get here, and well, very little gain. We'll just have to see where it's spotted. Defense did play it well. We'll have to see where the spot is as to whether they were able to hold them. Kaiser Kidder with the stop. And defense has done it. They have stopped them short of the goal line, of the line to gain. The ball goes over on downs. Panthers hold. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Ball's resting at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 there for Magnet Cove. Boy, that was big. That was big. Poyen had to burn a timeout and then still didn't get the first down. So that accomplished a couple of things there. Got a flag on the – no, that's not a flag. That's a football coming in. Got to get the football changed out. It looked like a flag at first. And there's Poyen's ball, and it's being brought back to this sideline. Well, all kinds of discussion. We're not sure what we got going on here. Get that ball out of here and then bring it back. And after all that, Cove ball boy is given the ball, and ball is set. We're ready to play. There's the snap. There's the give. Julius eating up the yardage. He's out to the 40, 45, brought down at the 49-yard line. 24 yards on that gain by Julius McClellan. Ball's out to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Good-looking run around this end. Couple of stiff arms. And before you know it, Julius has rumbled for 24 yards. You can tell it's a warm night. Starting to see a lot of hands on hips. It's generally a sign of getting fatigued a little bit. It's a warm, humid night. Number 7, gang tackled at the 50-yard line. Drove back some, but they'll give him the forward progress. That's actually number 2 on the carry, not number 7. Gain of a couple on the play. 2nd down and 8 for Magnet Cove. 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Give again to number 2. He's going around the far side of the field and grab his jersey and spin him around. It's able to hold him up enough that the defense gets some friends to come along and help him finally finish off the play and put him down. Loss on the play back to the original line of scrimmage, the 49. That brings up 3rd and 10. Both defensive have come out being a little stingy on yardage the second half. Some adjustments must have been made at halftime. There's a pass attempt, and it's out of bounds and incomplete. Number 2 for Poyen was the closest guy to be able to make a catch. By the time he got his hands on it, he was already out of bounds. And the ball will go back to the 49-yard line. It'll be 4th and 10 for Magnet Cove. Substitutions coming in. This could be handy later on in the year. The punter and the quarterback are the same. So while they're lined up in what appears to be punt formation, I'm sure that'll be something that the coach will use perhaps at a key time for a fake. Nice punt. Nice punt. Well hung. Bounds and rolls back towards Magnet Cove side of the field. Finally downed inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 23-yard line. Poyen will have the ball 1st and 10 from its own 23-yard line. Got a little bit of an unlucky roll on that once it hit the ground. Good-looking punt as far as the hang time, but when it bounced back towards Magnet Cove side of the field, and Poyen was able to pick up probably 3 or 4 yards off of that roll before it was down by Magnet Cove. Defense substituting late. Offensive set. There's the snap. Handoff right up the middle. Maybe a yard.
They're leaning on the carry for the Indians.
Big 75 again in on the stop, as well as several others. Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. Ball is out to the 25-yard line. Around the end it goes, far side of the field. Little gain on that play, maybe another yard or 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Poyen offense. Boy, both defenses have really stepped it up so far in this second half. Have an official's timeout. Looks like maybe somebody suffering with some cramps out there. They're bringing water out, getting everybody hydrated and stretching the player's leg out. While we have a break in the action for the injury, we at PPRD will take a break with them. We'll be right back. All right, back to live action. As I mentioned, a little bit of cramp. I wasn't sure if that was Julius McClellan or Bronson Coolis, but they were able to stretch him out. He was able to walk off on his own power. Back to live actions. It's 3rd and long. That pass is nope, that's going to be incomplete. Inslee had it in his hands. It looked like it's going to be an interception, but the wide receiver wound up coming back to play the part of a DB and broke it up, knocked it out of Inslee's hands, and falls harmlessly to the ground back at the 25-yard line now. It's 4th down and about 8 for Poyen. They're dropped back in punt formation. Punt is blocked right at the line of scrimmage. It's bounding around. Either way, it's going to be Magnet Cove ball. And they'll have the ball 1st and 10. Looks like a net of about 1 yard on that punt. That'll kill a punting average. Line of scrimmage was the 25. Magnet Cove will have the ball at the 26. So a net of 1 yard on that punt. Poyen has a guy coming off a little gimpy. He may also be having some cramp issues.
Ball's going right at the 26-yard line. First down and 10 for the Panthers.
1st and 10 at the 26 for Magnet Cove. Got 2 split out wide, 1 to each side of the field. Jet sweep. And that's not going to go anywhere. He's going to be dropped back at the 32, 33-yard line. That's number 11, Browning. It's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss back to the 32-yard line.
He lost a 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 16 for the Panthers.
After that loss, brings up 2nd and 16 now for Magnet Cove. Nose of the ball resting just at the 32-yard line. Both offenses finding it difficult to get anything going in this second half thus far.
Why are we all over the field?
Timeout going to be called by Magnet. Looked like we were having a hard time finding the formation that Coach wanted for us, and with the play clock running close to 0, timeout called by Magnet Cove. We'll take one with them. This is PPRD Sports, proudly bringing you Panther football. All right, 2nd down and long. Got the confusion worked out. We got 2 wide to this side, 1 to the far side of the field. Poyen tried to give us a 5 free yards. There's the snap. Back to pass. Pass is
incomplete.
incomplete. Inslee, the intended receiver. By the time the ball got to him, it was a little low. He tried to go down and cradle it, but had to use the ground to kind of help get control of it, and then wound up squirting out of his arms. Third down now and long for Magnet Cove. Screen set up, middle screen. Looked like a jailbreak at first from the defense coming through the line of scrimmage. Tackled just short of the goal line.
For the Indians.
I can't tell if it's the 1, the 2.
Not sure who the pass was complete to. It was a middle screen. It was set up beautifully. Man, the offensive lineman just let the defense come through. And, of course, then the middle screen is set up beautifully and lots of running room. It was Inslee that made the reception and then picked up huge yardage, carrying it all the way inside the 5-yard line. First and goal to go there for the Panthers. Great call and good execution there by Magnet Cove. Give is up the middle, and that's a Panther touchdown.
For a Panther touchdown.
Boy, we needed that. That middle screen is what set that one up for us. We went from third and very long to knocking on the goal line for a touchdown, and then it was just a simple 1-yard plunge into the end zone for a touchdown. Anthony Velasquez on for the PAT now. There's a snap. Ball is set down. Kick is plenty good.
The extra point is good.
6 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. The score here in Poyen is Magnet Cove 31, Poyen Indians 16. We'll be right back with the kickoff. Well, we're working Anthony's leg out tonight between PATs and kickoffs. Again, let me remind you, I misspoke on the games for next week. Junior high will be away at Fordyce. Senior high is home against Fordyce next Thursday and Friday night, respectively. Kickoff is handled by Poyen and carried out to about the 37-yard line, looks like. They'll have the ball first and 10, tackled over on the Magnet Cove side of the field. Referee spotting the ball right at the 35. First and 10 for Poyen at their own 35-yard line. See if the defense can come out and still be kind of stingy. Most of this half has been played thus far on this end of the field. Give is up the middle. He's tripped up coming through the line of scrimmage, able to fall forward for probably about 3 yards. And there's a Magnet Cove player on the field at the 40-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 8 when we come back to live action. We have an official timeout. Injured player was Kaiser Kidder, but before the training medical staff could get to him, he's already up and on his own walking off the field. But while we had a break in the action, officials already had called timeout. Now they're going to send the Water Girls back. Second down and 8 facing the Poyen Indians.
Second down and 8 for your Indians.
Hull in the offense breaks huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. Everybody's down and set. There's the snap. draw play up the middle.
Zerlina with the right side.
Goes out to about the 43-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down, but a nice gain on the play. They spot it between the 43 and the 44.
For the Indians.
Third down and a long one
44-yard line.
for Poyen. Looked like there was a little bit of movement there.
There's a flag on the play.
Yep, flag on the play. Looked like I saw movement, and sure enough, this side official on this side is signaling false start against Poyen. I thought I saw a purple helmet rising up faster than the rest of the group. And now there's a Poyen Indian with some cramps. It is a warm, muggy night in Arkansas, and here at Poyen, it's taking its toll on some of these players. We'll hush and take a break as they tend to the injured Poyen player. PPRD Sports. We'll be right back.
All right.
All right, as we come back to live action here, the interesting thing on that is Hull was the injured Poyen player. So on third down, he has to come out because of the injury. There's a fumble on the play. Manic Cove signaling they have the ball, and sure enough, it is a first down for the Manic Cove Panthers. That's the danger when you have your starting quarterback go down with a leg cramp. You got to bring in a guy off the bench. It's not taking a snap all night. It's third down. It's late in the game. He wants to show that he can handle that position, and just hands aren't ready to receive a snap, not warmed up ready, and ball is on the ground. And Manic Cove has the ball, 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. They continue to work on Hull over here on the sideline, trying to stretch him out and get some water in him. Manic Cove offense back on the field. That pass is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers in the 42-yard line.
I've called number 7's number several times tonight. I didn't have a name. Thanks to Melissa Harper, Lukey Bear's mama, I find out that number 7 is Evan Myers. So want to give him the credit for the plays he's been in on tonight. He was the quarterback that just threw that pass attempt that falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10 for Magnet Cove.
Brings it 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers.
Back deep to pass. Pass was intended for number 5, but well overthrown. Good-looking pass, though. I mean, it's obvious that Evan Myers has got the arm strength. Man, he put that that was a good 40, 45-yard pass. So he's got the arm strength. That's good to see for the future. However, incomplete. Ball comes back to the 41-yard line. It'll be 4th and 10 there for Magnet Cove. Myers keeps the ball. He's moving. He's got the first down. He is across 30-yard line, tackled out of bounds.
Around the left side.
That play broke down, and he made something out of nothing. Finally tackled out of bounds, but not before he picked up enough yardage for the first down. Myers is showing a little bit of something here tonight. Certainly got the arm strength, and there he had the strength and the speed to get out and make something out of nothing. So we're back to the line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Way to keep fighting. He was hit in the backfield and just was not going to go down. He kept fighting, kept churning, and it's not going to look like a great play in the stats. He didn't pick up 30 yards or anything, but, I mean, they had him dead to rights in the backfield, and he turned it into a gain of two yards. So, I mean, you can't ask more out of a kid than that. Get pinned in the backfield and keep working and working hard, and then wind up picking up 2 yards out of it. Give is to number 12, Julius McClellan. He eludes another tackle. These are not big plays, like I said, but that's twice now where had them in the backfield, should have been a loss, and turns out to be a no gain or a small gain. Have another player down, probably cramps yet again. Officials timeout, and we'll take one with them. This is PPRD Sports. It is a muggy night here in Poyen. It's taking its toll on these players. There's the snap. Screen out to the side, complete to Browning. He's inside the 20. Going to be spun out of bounds inside the 20, and now he's cramping. He's walking it off right now, or at least for now, kind of skipping a little bit across the field. Good to pick up the yardage that he did, though, because now it's only 4th down and 3 when we were looking at 3rd and long. 4th and 3 inside the 20. .404 still showing on the clock for the 3rd quarter of play, and we have a timeout called by Magnet Cove. This game is turning out to be a little bit like last night's game was, and that it's just kind of a slow developing night and a long night. Timeout called by Magnet Cove. We'll take another one with them. All right, after that timeout, Magnet has sent Anthony Velasquez on the field. Number 13 will be spotting the ball for him. The ball is going to be set down at the 24-yard line. Ball is set. Kick is up. My gracious. Lots of leg. He would have been good for another 15, 20 yards. False start, though. False start by the Panthers. I was watching the kick. I didn't see anything on the line of scrimmage. But, man, when he booms one like that, you're not too worried about moving back 5 more yards and letting him do it again. So now we're spotting it down at the 29-yard line. Now, he may not do it this time, but he had plenty of leg to hit it from here, that last kick. Young man may have quite a future ahead of him in the kicking industry. There's the snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. He didn't get this one.
The kick is no good.
Didn't get there on this one. 3:56 left to go in the third quarter of play. Magnet Cove turns the ball over. Still leading 31-16. Ball will be set at the 22-yard line. Turnover on downs. Poyen will have the ball 1st and 10 there from the 22. Hull's able to get back in on this one after being out a couple of plays with those leg cramps. He's able to be back out there. Good to see him able to rejoin the game. There's a snap. Give up the middle. That went nowhere. That went nowhere. Won't be really able to give you a number on the defensive charge. There was a host of Panther defenders there. And another injury, this time a Poyen player. While there's a injured player on the field, we'll take a break. PPRD Sports. We'll be right back. That was number 10, Jaden Zerline. I probably mispronounced that, but Zerline, there you go. That was shaken up on the play, but he was able to get up and get off the field under his own power. Got a good hand for all the effort he's put into tonight thus far. 2nd down and 11 was a loss on that play of a yard. So it brings up 2nd and 11 back at the 21-yard line for Poyen. Poyen hadn't attempted a pass in a while. Hull's going to keep it and go around the end. He got popped at the 35-yard line, and he's still down. I hope he's okay, but, boy, he got popped. Ball came out loose, but we believe he was down, and he's not moving a whole lot. We're going to take a break as we have another injured player on the field. Thoughts and prayers with Hull that this is nothing serious. Braden Hull was the injured quarterback. He's hopping off the field. He has yet to put any weight on that right ankle. He's been hopping on his left foot all the way from the far side of the field, across the field, and now to the bench. Got one of the coaches talking to him. As mentioned, thoughts and prayers it's nothing serious and that he'll be back to action maybe even before this game's over. That brings number 12 into quarterback for Poyen. Carson Glendeman, I believe it is. That play's wrapped up in the backfield. Going to be a loss on that play. Number 24, been running the ball all night. running the ball that time. Again, tackled by number 75. That number 24 for Poyen's that smaller kid, and that's about the second or third time he's run into 75. He may have nightmares tonight when he goes to sleep, looking at big number 75, waiting on him to meet him in the hole there. 3rd and 10. There's the snap. And that play, the ball's on the ground. I believe that's a Magnet Cove ball, and indeed it is. It was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and then the ball squirted out. Number 88, Inslee, was there to cover it up for Magnet Cove. And again, Poyen turns the ball over with a turnover. Panthers have the ball inside the 40-yard line of Poyen, down at the 38-yard line. And the Magnet Cove offense again takes the field. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Magnet Cove has been the recipient of several turnovers tonight. 2:03 left to go in the third quarter of play. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Here comes the Magnet Cove offense. Whew. Boy, there was a collision there. Number 2 running the ball. Picked up a couple of yards, but, man, there was a nasty collision then. Ball is at the 37-yard line. Gain of about 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. Third quarter winding down. Still up 31-16 here at Poyen. Passes out to Inslee at the 30-yard line. He's down to the 20, inside the 20, and I think you're going to get a face mask or a horse collar on top of that. The official was right there, threw the flag. Flag's lying just short of the 20-yard line. And I believe he signaled already for a horse collar, so that's going to add some yardage to that. Inslee was able to carry the ball inside the 20-yard line, 1st down. The referee signal declined the penalty. I'm not sure that I understand that. I wouldn't think we were quite that magnanimous. That should be added to the – am I not right? They're spotting the ball actually short of the 20 at the 21. But the referee signaled that the penalty was declined. A horse collar tackle, though, is something that should add in. Yeah, it should add 15. Well, half the distance to the goal in this case. I don't understand what we got going on. I don't think coaches understand either. That's the first for me. I've never seen a personal foul involved in the tackle and then it be declined. But at any rate, the ball is set at the 21-yard line, and the man with the white hat has set the ball and signaled 1st down and wound the clock, and away we'll go. Minute 12 left to go in the third quarter. Clock rolling. There's the snap. Pass is complete, and that is another Magnet Cove touchdown. Panthers showing we didn't need any of the extra yardage for a foul. We'll just score from the 21 then, and that's exactly what they did. 21-yard completion for a Magnet Cove touchdown with 1:01 left to go in the third quarter of play. And Anthony on for the PAT. Ball is set, kick is up, and it is good. 1:01 left to go in the third quarter of play. New score here in Poyen. Magnet Cove Panthers 38 and the Poyen Indians 16. This is PPRD Sports. We'll be right back with the rest of the third quarter on a muggy night in Poyen, Arkansas. All right, we've switched into the field. It is ball is spotted at the 43-yard line. Poyen is looking at 3rd and 9. I was just talking to Gary. Willie Nelson used to sing a song, A Rainy Night in Georgia, and he said he wished this was a rainy night in Poyen, and it's not a rainy night in Poyen, but it is definitely a muggy night in Poyen, and it's taking its effect on both teams. There'll be some sore legs by tomorrow. Poyen was able to get us to jump, so we're going to give them 5 yards, turn a 3rd and 9 into a 3rd and 4, unless they want to decline it, as we did, just be nice. Doesn't appear they're going to do that. Mark off 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Bring up 3rd down and 4 for your Indians.
I don't think that was asking that much. We declined a 15-yarder for them. They could have declined a 5-yarder. There's the snap. Handoff right at the 40-yard line. He gets ahead to about the probably the 38, and then is driven backwards. That's going to bring up 4th down and, depending on where they spot the ball. Yeah, it's kind of a discussion at this point. Ball's back at the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and 4. Backup quarterback coming in with the play. And before we can get that play underway, Poyen calls timeout. So with a timeout in the action, 11-17 left to go in the final quarter of play. Poyen, looking at 4th and 4, calls a timeout to discuss it. We'll give them the quiet to do that, and we'll take a break with them. PPRD Sports, we'll be right back. Well, the coaches and the players have discussed it and come up with a plan of action. 4th and 4. Try a flanker screen. That's going to pick up the 1st down. He's inside the 30-yard line. Tackled by number 11, Browning. Number 32, I believe it is, with the reception, and that's going to be enough yardage for a 1st down. That's Ryan Ray with the reception for Poyen. Ball is actually inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29. 1st and 10 there for the Poyen Indians at the Cove 29-yard line. Clock is under 11 minutes, down to 10:45. Zerlane comes to this side of the field. He was almost caught in the backfield, but he was able to get around to the right side before the defender could get a hold of him. Play goes down to the, looks like they're going to spot it about the 20-yard line. 9 on the play. 2nd and 1 for Poyen. Well, they're quarterback keeps it, and not only does he get the 1, but he carries it inside the end zone for a Poyen touchdown. Boy, you got to feel good for that young man. Come in as the backup quarterback. His starting quarterback goes down, and he comes in and just, has to come into the heat of the battle without much warning. And he goes up under center trying to quarterback sneak, get 1 yard. Next thing you know, 20 yards later, he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Good for him. Poyen again lines up for 2. false start against Poyen. This could be a big 2 for Poyen because if they get it, that would give them 24. Cuts it to a 14-point lead. Now they'll have to make it from the 8-yard line instead of the 3-yard line. I believe you could have called false start on that as well. Pass is broken up and falls incomplete.
2-point conversion is broken up.
2-point conversion is no good. So with 10:25 left to go in the ball game, the new score here at Poyen is Cove 38, Poyen 22. I hope we remember the last time they kicked off, the onside kick they did.
10:25, and let's play your fourth quarter. Your Indians 22, Panthers 38. Ray will be kicking off for the Indians. Number 2 back to receive for the Panthers.
Poyen has the ball teed up, ready for the kickoff. Looks like it's still short of the 40 a little bit. And indeed, it is another onside kick. That did not go 40 yards. Poyen touched it before it went 40 yards. I don't know if the officials caught it, but I certainly caught it up here. That's an illegal touching.
There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's a flag on the play for illegal touching against Poyen. Those onside kicks, you got to let them travel 10 yards before you touch them. If you don't, that is a penalty. Of course, you can't, you understand the kid's perspective. He's thinking about making a big play for his team, and he's not counting yards necessarily.
Illegal touching caught against the Indians.
Ball is set down at the 49-yard line of Poyen. Cove will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Here comes Clausen in with the play. Clausen and Myers both have kind of split some time at quarterback tonight. Now it's Clausen in, number 3. Brings Browning in motion. Pass is complete out to Browning. He turns the quarter. And he is pulled down. Little gain. There is some gain, but not a whole lot of gain on that play.
Number 11 on the reverse.
Picked up probably, looks like about 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 for Cove.
7 for the Panthers.
Good thing for Cove is he was tackled inbounds. That keeps the clock running. That's our biggest ally right now, is just keeping that clock moving. Give is up the middle. Boy, they are trading some licks out there tonight. Both teams are bringing the leather. There's been some licks thrown out there, and I don't mean that in a fighting type way, but they have popped some pads tonight. 3rd down and 7. Loss on that play. Panthers come back to the line of scrimmage. Inslee split out wide on this side of the field. Kulis on the other side, and I'm not sure who's flanking him on the far side. Clausen's pass is incomplete, intended for number 5, K. Davis. Again, falls incomplete. Brings up 4th down and 7.
4th down to 7.
Ball's resting at the 46, 47-yard line. Jacob Clausen dropping deep for what appears to be a punt attempt. He's standing at his own 41-yard line. This punt will come with 9:01 left to go in the ball game. Low snap, bobbles around. He does get it away. He was not able to get a full leg into it. Poyen got by with something that you don't normally do on a Peter punt. Generally, the receiving team just gets away from the ball when it's bounding around, because if it bounds and touches you, the other team falls on it. It's their ball. Young man getting coached up there about, hey, on those Peter punts, get away. He'll learn from that. Number 1 there, sent back onto the field. Not a great punt, but again, part of that was because of the snap. It was a very low snap and took Clausen a little bit to get a hold of it. Time he could get a leg into it. He couldn't get a full leg extension because the defense was right there on him. Ball is at the 34-yard line. Poyen will have the ball 1st and 10 from its own 34. Ball's on the ground. Still on the ground. It's just a matter of who outfights who for it, because both Poyen and Manic Cove player had their hands on it.
There's a fumble on the play. Panthers do recover.
Manic Cove football.
Wow. I didn't think we did.
Oh, I see now why they didn't wrestle away. That's Matt Stone with the recovery. You're not going to wrestle many balls away from him. He's able to get that ball. Like I said, he and a Poyen Indian fell on it at about the same time. It was just going to be a matter of who was going to be stronger than who. And that time, Matt Stone showed that he had the strength, and he kept possession of the ball. Gives the ball to the offense, 1st and 10 from the Poyen 27-yard line. Myers back in at quarterback. There's his pass. Almost intercepted.
Ray breaks up the pass.
Almost an interception. Ball falls to the ground. It'll come back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers.
As I mentioned, there's no doubt that Evan Myers has the arm talent, the arm strength. He's been able to air the ball out pretty good tonight. He remains in at quarterback. He's flanked by, I believe that's Matt Stone. Yes. Handoff to Matt Stone. He's headed around the end. Gets a great block out there from his wide receiver, and he's past the 1st down. That's a 1st down for the Panthers. Shades of last year. Matt's running the ball. First and 10 for Magnet Cove. More importantly, keeps the clock running. 8:15 to go in the ball game. Ball is inside the 20-yard line. There's the snap. Quarterback keeps the ball. He comes to this side of the field.
Webb on the tackle for the Indians.
Nice gain on that play. Sticks are dropped because it's inside the 10-yard line. It's a 1st down, goal to go. Number 7, Myers, quarterback, keeps the ball and runs it to the 2-yard line before he's finally brought down. And Myers keeps the ball again and goes in untouched for a 2-yard touchdown. Touchdown, Manic Cove. 7 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the ball game. Manic Cove punches it into the end zone again tonight. Runs the score now 44-22 with the PAT ensuing. Anthony on for the PAT. It's up, and it is good.
Extra point is good. With 7:39
7:39 left to go in the ball game. New score here in Poyen is Magnet Cove 45, Poyen 22. This is PPRD Sports. We'll take a break, bring you the ensuing kickoff in just a moment.
for the Panthers.
Number 14, Anthony Velasquez, teeing the ball up at the 40. Puts his foot into it. It's down the middle of the field, handled by Poyen. And he is brought down about the 33-yard line. Webb handling the kickoff for Poyen. Picks up a nice gain, carries it back out to the 33-yard line.
20 on the tackle for the Panthers.
Brought down by number 20 on the tackle. Do not have a name for that number yet. As I mentioned, if you tune in very late, we don't have a roster, but we will have one for next week. So I apologize one more time in the game if we call a number but not able to put a name with it. And remind you again that next week the junior high Panthers will be traveling to Fordyce to take on the Fordyce Redbugs. The senior high Panthers will be at home. It'll be their first senior high home game, and they will be hosting the Redbugs of Fordyce. It's an exciting game last year in the playoffs against Fordyce. We came up just a little short on that one. Tackle out of bounds.
Run out of bounds by number 11.
Number 11, Browning with the tackle. Number 4, run out of bounds. Kevin Freeman running the ball for Poyen.
Getting it on the play. Brings up second down and 6 for the Indians.
Second down and 6. Ball's resting at the 38-yard line of Poyen. Mind you, they're going with a backup quarterback right now. Hull was hurt late in the third quarter and has not been able to return to action since. Scrum at the line of scrimmage. If there's any gain, it's very minimal.
Lindemann keeps it up the middle.
Ball still at the 38-yard line, and it'll be third down.
Dumas on the tackle for the Panthers.
3rd and 6.
Third down and 5 for the Indians.
Sweep coming to this side of the field. That's going to lose a bunch of yardage.
Around the right side. Harper pushes him out of bounds.
Zerline running the ball, pushed out of bounds by number 28, Luke Harper. Now there's a flag well after the play. That took a long time coming, if that is for the tackle out of bounds.
No, it wasn't a tackle. Somebody said something.
I think somebody must have said something because that's too long to throw a flag after being pushed out of bounds. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike against Magnet Cove. That'll be a 15-yard walk-off. That's going to carry the ball out to the 49-yard line.
Poyen Indian.
Be a first down and 10 for Poyen by right of the infraction. It would have been 4th and very long for Poyen, as that was 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and then we had a loss on the play. Good gracious.
Thrill kill.
A mugging in the backfield that time.
Julius on the tackle.
Julius McClellan in. Also, I believe that's number 2 that was in there. No. Yeah, Julius McClellan. Okay, number 12.
Brings it second down to 14 for your Indians.
Loss of 4 or 5 on the play. Call it 4. Second down and 14 for Poyen. Clock rolling with 6:07 left to go in the ball game. Oh! Boy, he's lucky to hold on to the ball. Kaiser Kidder comes from his end position, and there's a huge loss on that play. Quarterback never knew he was anywhere around. It is 3rd and very long for Poyen. Ball's at the 40-yard line, and they need to go across midfield down to the 42-yard line of Manic Cove to pick up a first down. The play clock running down. 3, 2, 1. They do get it off, but just get it off, and there will be no gain on that play. That's going to bring up 4th and very long.
Hurley and Harper on the tackle for the Panthers.
Luke Harper in on the tackle, also number 63 in on the stop.
Brings it 4th down for the Indians.
4th and about 17 or 18 for Poyen. .433 and running. Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
Number 2 was coming in. Looked like he was going to blitz.
Offside is called against the Panthers.
And apparently got across the neutral zone for a neutral zone infraction. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Brings up 4th and about 14 now for Poyen. Still 4th and long.
On 46-yard line.
Now across the 46. Makes it a little bit more manageable. 4:25 and rolling. Poyen trying to get Manic Cove to jump again, and Manic Cove's not going to have any of it this time. So Poyen calls for a timeout. They take the timeout, 4th and 14 from their own 46-yard line. 4:05 left to go in the ball game. We'll take a timeout with them. This is PPRD Sports. We are proud to bring you Panther football. Come on, let's mercifully end this game. After timeout, Poyen comes out in a punt formation. Ball at their own 46-yard line, 4th and 14. There's the snap, and there is the punt. It is away. It's going to bound about the 30-yard line, take a Poyen roll down to about the 23-yard line or so of Magnet Cove, and they'll have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. A lot of positives for Magnet Cove to take out of this game, and there's some negatives that will need to be refined on a little bit, but a lot of positives for an opening game of the year, especially in this hot and muggy condition. I'm sure Coach will have lots of things to hone in on and fine-tune this Panther football team. Browning in motion. Sweep to the far side of the field. One Poyen had his by the shirt tail, and the other one met him pretty hard. A little slow to get up. He's up. And, he may be cramping a little bit. He had some cramp issues a little earlier.
For the Indians. Brings up second down and 3 for the Panthers. Pass is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Tried to set up another screen. Ball hit a Indian defender right in the breadbasket.
Third down and 3 for the Panthers.
Must have been a lineman because we don't catch them very well. And it fell to the ground, so that'll come back to the line of scrimmage. The only bad thing is with the incomplete pass, that stops the clock. That pass is complete. It's enough for a first down yardage.
Pass complete to 1.
Kaiser Kidder hauls that one in.
Neal on the tackle for the Indians.
Ball is out to the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there for Magnet Cove.
Be first down and 10 for the Panthers.
Flag on the play. Flags all over the play. I think everybody with a striped shirt threw a flag on that one.
For the Indians, there's a flag on the play.
All of a sudden, the field is taking a yellow color. Officials all concur. Personal foul. Face mask against Poyen. That'll be a 15-yard mark-off. And that'll give Magnet Cove a first down inside the 45-yard line of Poyen. That was one of those face masks that you couldn't hide because apparently every official saw it. And the drive stays alive. Clausen back to pass. And well overthrows his receiver. Overthrew his receiver by probably about 8 to 10 yards. Clock stops. Comes back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
Brings up second down and 10 for the Panthers.
Handoff this time up the middle.
Samples on the stop along with Rocha.
A little bit of a gain on the play, but not a whole lot. More importantly, keeps the clock rolling. I believe it was number 2 carrying the ball. 3rd down and 9 for Magnet Cove. Clausen back to pass. Across the middle, and it is broken up, and that'll be 4th down and 9.
Pass is broken up, a thrill kill.
And stops the clock.
4th down and 9 for the Panthers.
Magnet Cove on that end of the field will be going for it. 4th and 9. Clausen back to pass. And it is broken up, and no, it's caught. My bad.
Pass complete to number 33.
Bronson Coolis hauls it in,
Tackle for the Indians.
and it's enough for a Magnet Cove first down.
Be a Panther first down.
I'll run the ball. Or about 3 plays.
1:36, clock rolling. I don't expect Poyen would call any timeouts.
They don't have any.
There's a handoff around the end. Hard run by number 2, brought down in the field of play.
Tackle for the Indians.
So next week, go to Fordyce, support the junior high Panthers, and then Friday night, come to Panther Stadium there as we will be hosting Fordyce next Friday night. Clausen with the keeper.
Around the right side.
First down, stops the clock until the ball is set, and then the official should roll it 40 seconds and rolling. Manitoba will have to snap the ball one more time, but that's all they'll have to snap it. It's been our pleasure on this warm night in Poyen to bring you Panther football. Magnet Cove will begin their season with a victory over the Poyen Indians in Poyen and are in the victory formation. And there's the most favorite formation in all of football, and that will be the end of the game. 7 seconds. Ball game will be over. Magnet Cove will win by a score of 45-22. It has been our joy to bring you Magnet Cove football. This is PPRD Sports. Until next week, we're signing off.